Greetings everyone, I'm Zach, CTO of the BreatheOps Practice Management Suite, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to set up the daysheet. With the daysheet, you can manage patient transactions and use that data to gain actionable intelligence for your practice to achieve higher efficiency and growth. Using the daysheet can help your practice manage payments, revenue, and accounts receivable, monitor month-by-month and year-over-year analytics, as well as other key performance indicators or KPIs, monitor revenue by procedure type, and track revenue and growth opportunities. You can also filter transactions by patient name, procedure type, date, payment method, payment status, transaction amount, and so much more. So let's go ahead and get started with a brand new account. When a new practice account is created, whether through registration or import, a department is also created, and it is at the department level that we have the daysheet. If you have the Growth or Pro subscription, you'll have the ability to create more than one department, which can be useful if you have multiple doctors or therapists in the same office and want to keep their finances separate, or multiple office locations. You can target the daysheet for each department by toggling the drop-down in the upper left here. Right now, we are just going to focus on setting up a daysheet for one department. To start, I'm going to click on Procedures in the upper right-hand corner and add a few procedures. The word procedure can have a broader scope meaning, which includes really any service being offered by your practice. So on the Procedures page, I'll click on the plus button and add the first procedure, which I'm going to call Consultation. And then I'm going to give it a color. This color will be used to represent the procedure on the analytics page, which we'll review later, so you can strategically pick different colors to help visualize the data more clearly. Once added, a procedure's name and color can also be edited. Okay, so I've added 3 procedures for my new department, so we'll click Daysheet in the upper right corner to return to the daysheet. Next, I want to add my first entry, but before I do that, I need to add in my first patient. I'll do that by clicking the plus button in the entry form. You'll notice here that adding a new patient does require their email address, which will serve as a unique identifier in case your practice has more than one patient with the same name. This patient data is encrypted, and we do plan to add a feature in the future that allows a practice to either import patient data or sync it with an existing software like Breathe Insights. Let's quickly go over the elements of an entry. We have the date of the transaction, then the initials of the clerk who made the entry, which is automatically populated based on the user's first and last name, but can also be manually changed when making the entry. Then the patient name, procedure type, production and collection amounts, payment method, and payment status. Something worth mentioning here. The term production indicates whether or not that procedure, aka service, was performed, and collection indicates the amount that has actually been collected for that procedure. You of course may encounter instances where the payment is made, but procedure will be performed later, as well as instances where the procedure is performed, but payment will be made later. For this entry, I'm just going to keep it simple and say that the procedure was performed and the payment made on the same day. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm just going to choose a credit card for the payment type and payment status paid, and then click Add Entry. Now the entry appears in the daysheet. If I want to delete the entry, I can do so here or edit it and save when done. So let's add a couple more entries that involve some variations. In this scenario, a procedure has been performed but no payment is made. You'll notice that if collection is 0, then the payment method remains grayed out and the payment status options have changed. I'm going to select Owed and add the entry. So we can see that the status shows as owed in red, and our accounts receivable has gone up to reflect that this department is owed some money. I can click on that AR element to display all transactions that relate to accounts receivable. All of our filtering capabilities remain intact, so I can filter by date range or whatever else I need to view the data I want. So let's click back to the day sheet, and because this patient owes money, I may want to make a note on that entry to remind myself or communicate to any of my team what is going on with this transaction. So I'm going to click on this and then add a note. The note records the date and my initials, so whomever views this knows who made which note and when. So now let's say 1 day later, the patient makes a payment for that procedure. So I'm going to go ahead and change the date, look up the patient, select the same procedure, and then put collections at the price of the collection and keep production 0 since it was produced previously. For the payment method, we'll choose credit card, and payment status, we'll choose the term repaid. And now we can see that adding that entry makes this department's accounts receivable go back to 0. Prepayment. In this next scenario, the patient is going to make a prepayment for a procedure that will be performed in the future. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to select the patient, select the procedure. I'm going to leave production blank since no production of a procedure or service is being performed now, and I will add in a payment. Select the payment method, and then I will choose prepayment as the payment status. Note that this entry does not affect accounts receivable because that is only for when a patient owes the department money. So now let's say a day later the procedure is actually performed. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to identify the patient name, change the date, so let's say a week later, choose the procedure, and then add the amount of the value of the procedure or service, and 0 for collection since it was prepaid. You'll notice there's no payment method option available here because the payment's at 0, and then the payment status will simply be prepaid. Download transaction data. At any time, we can select a date range and download all transactions within that range into a CSV file by clicking the download button at the top here. So first, make sure you choose the date range of transactions that you want, and then go ahead and click download. And the file name will clearly show the date range of the data within it. Filters. So I've populated the day sheet with some more transactions and want to show you some filters. Let's start with the date range. So we have some transactions that are in February and some in March. And let's just say we only wanted to view the transactions from March. So I can go ahead and select that date range. And as you see, we only have the transactions that are within that date range. I can reset the date range here with the reset button. In this top menu bar here, you can actually click on the name of the column, so in this case procedure, and it will actually organize the data that you have in alphabetical order, in this case by the procedure name. So it's grouped everything here, myofunctional therapy in the top, and then so forth in descending alphabetical order, and just we can switch it here. We could do the same thing with collections and view in a descending order or ascending order. We can also group things by the status type. So you can really organize the data in any way you want to, get the information that you're looking for. In addition to that, now we're going to go ahead and reset this because it's basically by date by default. And we also have this filter at the top here where I can filter the data by the clerk name, patient name, procedure, payment method, production or collections amount. So let's say we just wanted to view all transactions for a single patient. We can go ahead and do that here by putting in the name of the patient and clicking the search icon. And there we have all the data, all the transactions. We would be able to see the accounts receivable there. We'd be able to see the total amount collected, total amount produced. So very useful. Another common filter that I use is the procedure type. So if we wanted to just look at all of a specific procedure like consultation, we can go ahead and do that as well. So this filtering is quite robust, as you can see. We can use it to view production and collections within a certain time period. We can manage money owed by patients or the value in procedures prepaid that haven't yet been performed. We can view patients' procedure and payment history, view note history related to a transaction, view all transactions related to a single procedure, and so much more. And we haven't even explored the analytics page yet, which you can access by clicking on this analytics icon right here. And I'm going to save that for another video. And with that, you now know how to set up the daysheet for a department. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more BreatheOps tutorials.